Have you ever wondered about the rise and fall of great civilizations and what they represent in the grand tapestry of human history? Why do certain cities, despite their grandeur and power, become symbols of pride and ultimate downfall? What lessons can we draw from these stories? In the Bible, Babylon is the ultimate example of this. From the story of the Tower of Babel to the powerful reign of King Nebuchadnezzar, and its portrayal in the book of Revelation, Babylon represents human pride and the eventual downfall that comes with it. Babylon's story is a compelling narrative of ambition, defiance, and divine justice. Join me as we delve into the rich, intricate tale of Babylon, exploring its significance across biblical texts and what it teaches us about the interplay between human hubris and divine sovereignty. The story begins in Genesis 11 verses 1 to 9 with the Tower of Babel. After the Great Flood, humanity, speaking a single language, settled in the land of Shinar. There, they decided to build a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, to make a name for themselves and prevent being scattered across the earth. God saw their unity and ambition as a sign of human arrogance and intervened by confusing their language, causing them to not understand one another. This confusion led to the scattering of people across the earth, and the place was named Babel, which means confusion. Centuries later, Babylon rose to prominence again under the Neo-Babylonian Empire, particularly during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II, 605 to 562 BCE. This period is richly documented in the Bible, especially in the books of 2 Kings, 2 Chronicles, Jeremiah, and Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar II was a formidable military leader and an ambitious builder. He expanded the empire through a series of military conquests and transformed Babylon into one of the most magnificent cities of the ancient world. His reign is marked by monumental construction projects, including the famed Hanging Gardens of Babylon, although their historical existence is debated. Nebuchadnezzar's most significant military achievement, from a biblical perspective, was his conquest of Jerusalem. In 597 BCE, Nebuchadnezzar besieged Jerusalem, captured King Jehoiakim, and took many nobles, craftsmen, and treasures back to Babylon. This time, Nebuchadnezzar destroyed Jerusalem, including Solomon's temple, and exiled a significant portion of the population to Babylon. This event, known as the Babylonian captivity or exile, had a profound impact on Jewish history and theology. The exiles faced the challenge of maintaining their faith and cultural identity in a foreign land. Daniel, an Israelite taken into Babylonian captivity, gains favor by interpreting the king's dreams. One of the most notable dreams involves a massive statue made of various materials: gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay, representing different kingdoms. Daniel explains that these kingdoms will rise and fall, with Babylon symbolized by the head of gold, Daniel 2. Nebuchadnezzar's pride reaches a peak when he constructs a golden statue and commands all to worship it, leading to the famous story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego being thrown into the fiery furnace for refusing to bow down, Daniel 3. They are miraculously saved, showcasing God's power over Babylonian authority. Nebuchadnezzar later dreams of a great tree cut down to a stump, symbolizing his downfall due to his arrogance. This prophecy comes true when he is struck with madness and lives like an animal until he acknowledges God's sovereignty, Daniel 4. The fall of Babylon is foreshadowed in the prophecies of Isaiah, Isaiah 13 to 14, and Jeremiah, Jeremiah 50 to 51, which depict Babylon's destruction as divine retribution for its arrogance and cruelty. The dramatic fall of Babylon is recounted in Daniel 5, during the reign of King Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's successor. During a lavish banquet, Belshazzar, in an act of sacrilege, uses the sacred vessels taken from the Jerusalem temple. Suddenly, a mysterious hand appears and writes a message on the wall. Daniel is summoned to interpret the writing, which predicts the imminent fall of the kingdom. That very night, the Medes and Persians, led by Cyrus the Great, conquer Babylon without significant resistance. In the New Testament, Babylon becomes a symbol for Rome and its persecution of Christians. The book of Revelation, written by John, uses Babylon as a metaphor for the Roman Empire's decadence and opposition to God. Revelation 17 describes Babylon as the great whore seated on many waters, representing its widespread influence and moral corruption. This Babylon is adorned in luxurious attire, drunk with the blood of saints, signifying its persecution of believers. Revelation 18 details the fall of Babylon, describing its destruction as a divine judgment. The chapter depicts merchants and kings mourning over Babylon's demise, lamenting the loss of its wealth and splendor. The fall of Babylon is celebrated in heaven as it marks the triumph of God's justice and the end of human defiance. Babylon's story in the Bible serves as a powerful narrative of human pride, ambition, and the consequences of defying God. From the confusion at the Tower of Babel to the grandeur and eventual downfall of Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, and finally to its symbolic representation in Revelation, Babylon encapsulates the biblical theme of the rise and fall of empires, the sovereignty of God, and the ultimate triumph of His justice.